Hi, and welcome to Girl Talk. Woo! We have a great group today. Got a lot of fun. We've been chatting. We finally decided to include you, all our viewers, in this wonderful conversation. Exactly. 25 years with J Banks.
Congratulations.
Janet Perry is joining us today with her new watch and her 25
wonderful gift.
Anniversary.
You are one talented lady.
Yes.
Like I said, I started when I was 10, so just so everybody knows. So,
I mean, it's so great that you're here today.
Yes,
We've
thank
got,
you.
And Debbie Court is here with us.
I'm in for Lori. Lori, I'm sorry you're missing it, but I'm so excited to be sitting here with the Food Network star.
We're very starstruck.
Debbie Court from WHHI. And our guest today is Orchid Palmer. Thank you very much for joining us.
Just quickly, Dr. Deb. Congratulations to Deb. How about
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, we just all
That's really cool. You rock, sister. I am so proud of you.
PhD, piled high and deep.
Well,
just saying. Not judging.
What you've been through, but you have done it with grace.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Grace?
Just
sometimes.
well, yes. Yes. You have just. We're very proud of you.
Well, we got kind of a women. We rock, girls.
This is a good one. This is a good one. Yes. Okay. Here we go. I'm ready. I'm starstruck.
She is participating in the next Food Network star. In case there's one person in the world who doesn't
If you didn't know.
Can't
you know what I
imagine.
want to ask? I have to ask the psychologist first thing. You have 2 children. How old are your kids?
3.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
How old are they?
They are 8, 10, and 11.
And what do they think of their mom being the Food Network guru?
Well, they're pretty blown away by it. I mean, the thing is, we watch the show anyway. That's our Sunday while school's out. That's what we watch because we can stay up a little bit later because we're on school the next day. And I couldn't tell them anything that was going on. So they knew I tried out back in August because we all went to Atlanta and
So it's
did.
been almost a year?
Yes, of keeping it quiet.
You had to. That would. Oh my gosh. That would be the hardest.
That would not work.
That would be hard.
But and the kids went and they just kept saying, "Have you heard back? Have you heard back?" And I had to keep saying, "No, maybe next year." And I remember in January, before I was about to leave, because they thought I was just going to go on some consulting things for the restaurant things, and they're like, "It's okay, Mom. We can try out again in August." And I said, "You know what? We'll do that." So when it came out in April on the internet, we all kind of gathered around and looked at the computer, and I was like, "Oh, look at they have the new stars on." And they were like, "Oh, let's see." And they looked and they.
Mom, and they saw
Mom,
you.
that is you.
That's what I did.
They're like, wait a second. And I just started laughing, and they go, "You lied."
Uh-oh.
Like, I was like, "Oh, you're old enough to know those things now." I'm like,
All right, best and worst. Most challenging thing you've been through, best thing you've been through.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Table topics.
Yeah, I would definitely we'll put all the cards.
Exactly, table topics.
Definitely the hardest thing that was being away from the family, for sure.
Oh,
because
that's gonna be
it
How
was
long was
it was 2 months that we were gone.
Gosh.
2 months.
With no phone, no radio, no computer, no TV, nothing. Totally sequestered. Yeah.
So they do the whole show. They do 2 months of taping.
Yes.
And then, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
And they pile it all in. I mean, a 20-hour day was not a normal. Yeah.
Really?
20 hours was
What
pretty
killed
normal.
me was this past week's episode. It was the whole 4th of July thing.
Yeah.
And there were jackets.
Everyone's asking me about that. Yeah.
It's hilarious, but I mean, it's still, I just love it.
And we were in
It's such a
Southern
great
California.
experience. Yeah.
And it was still not,
Could you see
that
an
great.
evolution in even how you handled yourself in front of the judges, or even in your cooking skills, or just your comfort with the camera? I mean, could you see yourself progress?
Definitely the comfort with how everything works, because it's a big production. I mean, every single person has at least 1 or 2 cameras on them, so it's huge.
Right.
So you're just, you're not sure, like, where you're not supposed to look, where you are supposed to look.
As me.
As trying to, hold yourself in the right way. And but it was, I mean, you learned it, and I'm still learning. But
You're still learning, but they loved you from the beginning.
Yes.
And that, I mean, you just had something already with the camera, didn't you?
I agree.
Your personality.
Yes.
I agree. Wow.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, well, but your personality then
On camera.
You just pop. Totally.
Well, thank you.
It's awesome to see you.
And I think, and obviously y'all have watched it, I also tried to stay drama-free, which
I love that.
But sometimes I would go, where is Orchid?
I know,
but she
right?
was not drama, so she was not on the camera,
Exactly. And the first one too, I remember the first one was 2 hours long, and everyone's like, "You didn't get enough camera time." I'm like, "But I won them all, so you know,
Right,
I'm good with
here,
that."
right.
That's what I'm saying. I think that you probably got that great idea of just kind of staying.
Yeah, and you know, and that's the way I cook too. And that's what it's about.
Right.
It's
It's a cooking show. That's what they keep trying to remind everybody.
It's
I
a
think.
cooking
Not a
show.
drama show.
Yes,
Penny.
Yeah, right. Penny.
There she goes again. Don't give her round again.
That is true. It's true.
I'm not a violent person, but I want to take Penny and
String her up.
Lord
You know,
have mercy.
at the restaurant, I mean, the restaurant has just blown up since this all came on, and I would probably say 98% of the people that come in, that's what they're asking me about.
Seriously?
Penny, oh my gosh.
Well,
she's done her
she's
job.
done her job.
She's done her job.
I want to know about Jada.
Giada is perfect. She is. This is the story I always tell about Giada. I feel that Giada is, her cooking is very comfortable.
Yes.
She is very welcoming, and on top of it, she's a mom.
Right.
And she balances her career and everything like that. But there was one day that Jade was there. We were filming, and her daughter
That's her
came
daughter,
in.
yeah.
Yes, Jade.
Like 3?
Yeah, 3 years old.
Yeah, right.
Tiny.
Yeah.
She runs by. Now Giada, we had just got done. We were on a break, so she was still in her full makeup, full hair, full
Right.
dress, not the heels on her shoes.
Oh, please.
Forget it. I mean, forget
we need
it.
Anna
They're
Ruby.
yeah, they're
Talk about
like
Jimmy shoes and
beautiful. Like we would all be like, "Oh, what shoes is she wearing today?" Yes, perfect. But so Jada runs by and she has a tutu on, and we're all like, and we're not really supposed to talk to them in between, you know.
Right.
So we're all like, she has a tutu on. She's so cute. And Giada runs by in flip-flops now.
Okay.
And she's like, I was trying to get her to take them off today, and it didn't work. And I was like, oh, and you're normal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Oh.
And she's
and
normal,
you're totally
too.
normal. You
That's
know,
one thing.
she didn't have a
Gosh.
nanny running after her or anything like that. It was just
Well,
yeah.
you're not allowed to share whether you won or not, but could you do like one?
I don't think she's going to even wink at us.
Maybe like a behind-the-scenes thing of one of the episodes that's happened to date. Like,
Yes.
Sure. As far as like what my favorite moment. or-
Sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, Guy Fieri definitely was one of. I think actually Guy Fieri. I would probably say if you ask any of the finalists, they would say he was one of our favorites because he actually like pulled us all aside afterwards and kind of gave us a pep talk. Like you're halfway through the competition, you're already winners because you're here.
Yes.
And I mean, he said over 3,000 people applied for this thing.
Correct.
And you're the 15 that are here. And
Exactly.
he said that in the past, a lot of the other past contestants have gotten a little jaded. Like, forget it, I'm not doing it. I didn't win it, so I'm moving on to my other things.
Right.
Where, he's like, realize this is your other thing. So you have a year to make the most of it. Do what you need to do, because only one of you are going to win. So the rest of you need to take it and you need to run with
Let
it.
me ask you one last question. I know that you're like,
I know, everybody, and I have a question. But you go ahead. You go.
Well, just really quickly, did you all form sort of a camaraderie, the 15 people? Look at her. Wrong answer. Okay, your turn.
Some did more than others.
I would say.
Yes.
You can kind of
Some-
read it on
yes,
television.
But we
a
want to
little bit.
get into. Ooh, I know we're really late.
I know.
To vote.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We got to
Yes.
vote. I've already
Vote.
voted.
Go online.
Today.
Get your
Thank
votes
you.
in.
Yeah,
Vote,
you-
vote.
it's easy as going to Food Network Star, or you can Google Food Network Star Orchid, which I come up on the second thing.
Yes, you are. You're
I'm
second.
excited.
I just sent it to all the girls at J
I'm
Banks and
wild.
said, vote. We've
Yeah.
got to take over.
Well,
first
we go
place.
back and forth between first and second.
I know,
so-
y'all been doing
and the
this with
first
Jeff.
play, whoever wins the fan vote wins the web series. So you still win a contract with Food Network, which
Oh, that's great.
More
would be
important
awesome.
than I'll send it to everybody.
Thank
She
you.
has 187 new friends this morning. I checked.
Yes.
Those are 187
And
votes.
she and Jeff are like way up here.
That's right. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Girl Talk.
Sponsored by and filmed on location at J Banks Design, the fresh and innovative retail destination. And by The Greenery, an employee-owned company with a growing tradition since 1973. And by Stoneworks, for tile, for backsplashes, for granite. And by Custom Audio Video, your technology specialist enhancing your home or business with the latest in audio and video electronics.
We are back here on Girl Talk, and it's just ironic that we're going from talking about food to talking about food. Dennis
Right.
Kennemur. It's Kennemur?
Kennemur, that's
Kennemur.
correct.
Kennemur is here from
From Metabolic Medical Centers.
And it's very exciting to talk about it because food is fuel, and you have a good philosophy about weight loss, about your body, about food.
We think we do, and I guess people of South Carolina do, because we've been doing this since 1996, and we've helped literally almost 20,000 South Carolinians lose weight and keep it off effectively.
So you have a Bluffton location, don't you?
We have one here in Bluffton, we have 2 in Charleston, 1 in Murrells Inlet, and 2 in Columbia.
So what is the premise? What is the theory?
Well, Dr. Jones, who originally came up with the basic premise behind our programs, was an endocrinologist at MUSC, and he discovered that diabetics had trouble maintaining their weight, and so he discovered that to get them to lose the weight, they had to do it at such a pace that motivated them, but at the same time you had to kind of transition back to a lifestyle where they didn't gain the weight back. So we have a 3-phase program where we come in and we take the weight off at a rate that is safe because you're medically monitored. And at the same time, what we're able to do is to transition you back to a normal lifestyle and then help you learn to effectively over time how to eat so that you don't gain the weight back.
Well, let me ask you a question on that. Do you do any kind of testing, like if I come in or Deb comes in or Janet comes in, do you do an assessment so that...
Great question. And the answer to that is absolutely we do. We do an initial assessment, we do blood work, we do an EKG, and we also look at all the medications that you're taking, so we can determine, you know, how to structure a vitamin regimen for you. We look at any medications that you may be taking that may prohibit you from losing weight, that may interfere with your weight loss process. We want to know about your lifestyle, about your exercise program, if you like to exercise, if you don't want to exercise, because we want to incorporate all of this into a lifestyle plan for you so that once you get to your weight loss goal, that you can maintain that.
And is it my goal that I set, that we set together? You know, is it like...
Yes, and we encourage our patients to be realistic. I mean, sometimes it's not realistic to say, I'm going to be in that bathing suit that I wore when I was 18. But, you know, let's set some goals. Let's set some goals and keep them realistic. And if your body will usually tell you when you reach the right weight.
Well, I was just going to say, sometimes it's not about weight loss, but health is what I need, what I would see that I need to do. What do I need? I'm a terrible eater. I don't eat when I'm busy, then I'm starving, and I know that's not right.
And we kind of go along with the philosophy that what you do is think of your metabolic system as like a fire. And if you take your fire and you just throw a giant log on it, it's not going to really build up to too much. I mean, you got to throw some kindling on the fire. So we're encouraging people to eat on a regular basis throughout the day so they don't get hungry.
Right.
And to learn how to eat smart, eat the right kinds of foods, avoid the foods that are the traps. So we try to teach people, for example, how to fat-proof their pantry and what to eat and when to eat. Part of our program is that, you know, this helps kind of stoke the fat burning process in the body, is that we use certain types of proteins that help the body use fat as a fuel rather than your muscle. And the other thing is that we have a 12-hour window where you don't eat, which is serves as a mini fast, if you will, so your body burns fat as a fuel during that period of time.
Like after a certain time? I was going to say, I've always heard, don't eat after what?
Don't eat at, well, we say between 8 and 8 or between 9 and 9, depending
I'm weird.
upon.
I won't do it.
That's
I hate going out for dinner late. I love to have that 12 hours.
Right.
And so it's just, you know, it's common sense stuff, but it's learning the behaviors.
What about from the emotional side of things? Is there any kind of counseling, or is this strictly on the medical?
Well, what we try to do is we do try to determine if there are some eating behavior problems there, and if there are, then we try to identify those. We have people that we can recommend someone to if that's an issue. That's not really kind of what we do.
But then there's Dr. Deb. But I mean, for a lot of folks, that's
I need your card.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, that
well,
could
they
be
say that
an
even when you're
underlying
sad
issue,
or
and as
hurt
much as you
or-
try to
Well, you
do the
said
right
it.
things, you can still have that emotional thing that's still hanging out there.
Exactly.
It's
Well-
so interesting.
Yeah, and the great thing for most people is it's very, very affordable. We keep it. We designed the program from the very beginning to be affordable to a wide range of individuals, and so that when you come in, and we're not giving somebody a contract and saying you got to sign this thing, and you know,
because I'm not good at commitment over long term sometimes. But
we're also there. If you have a question during the week, you can come in. You can call us. If you just want to come in and weigh. Because our scales are very, very accurate. Our scales go up to like 1,200 pounds.
So not going there to weigh.
At our office in
I
Columbia.
like mine. I think it's 10 pounds light.
Well, we have a few people who come in who actually didn't know how much they weigh because their home
understand.
scales only went to 300 pounds.
Good point.
Well, and you got to start somewhere.
550 to we have. Well, I think we had a young man come in. It was like 500 pounds, and he's down to about 190 now.
Oh my gosh.
And that's another show I love to watch. Those ones on TV where they, get these guys encouraged and give them their lives back.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
we
you.
learned a lot today.
We did.
Food
Well, come
is
see
fuel
us.
and it's all
We will.
good. Stay with us. We'll be right back. There's a lot more to come here on Girl Talk.
Sponsored by and filmed on location at J Banks Design, the fresh and innovative retail destination. And by The Greenery, an employee-owned company with a growing tradition since 1973. And by Stoneworks, for tile, for backsplashes, for granite. And by Custom Audio Video, your technology specialist enhancing your home or business with the latest in audio and video electronics.
We are back here on Girl Talk.
Oh, we are back, all right.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, Sandy Benson's here, the goddess
of home theater.
I love that name. I love that name. That is fantastic.
You are very goddess-like, and you are the queen Look at it. Wait, did you see her? Well, I am slightly goddess-like, I must say.
Just today,
I think it's the golden tone,
yes,
too,
just today.
Look.
Well, today it's all about
Televisions.
No.
Oh, it's all about Deb. I forgot. It was all about Deb.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm so happy it's all about you.
We have the privilege of having you on the show every month. And I have been noodling on a topic.
You have.
Is that a good thing?
And
or?
I thought our television had died a couple months ago.
She did. She called
And
me.
it didn't die.
Did she
But
really?
in the
didn't
interim,
die.
when I thought it died, I was
waiting on
looking
mine
at
to die, too.
televisions. And it's so confusing. I was looking up all different websites and it's crazy. Plasmas, LCD,
LCDs,
there's a lot of Ls and
LEDs.
resolution. And
Right.
help us. Help us, home theater goddess. Help us.
Exactly.
This could be a new show.
Exactly. Don't encourage her.
Don't encourage me.
Don't encourage her. All right, goddess, let's talk.
All right, let's talk about televisions because really they're so much fun to sell now. I love selling televisions, and they're remarkably better than they've ever been. And they're so small. They're minute in weight. I mean, it's unbelievable how thin, paper thin they are. Even when you hang them, they are almost paper thin, and
so they don't project
In
out.
interior design, it's not a problem anymore.
No,
People don't
it really
care if they
isn't.
see their
They used to
televisions now.
freak out and want
Right.
to cover them with a frame, and all that becomes very expensive.
Right.
So now you have them so that they are so thin and so they just.
Where are you putting them? Are you
They're putting them over the fire.
dressers,
They're putting them
or-
over the fireplaces.
Oh, sure.
Now without a problem.
Over
Used to be the
dressers.
women were like,
Okay.
we don't want
Right.
fire.
Right.
We don't want
Right.
the focal point. But they just disappear
They
now.
do. And you know, if say we were in a little bar area and we wanted to corner the TV and then set the TV
Right.
back, we can, because of the different
We do a lot
mounts
with
and
the
all,
arms,
we
right.
can do everything and really have them. But let's talk about televisions.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring the back focus back.
So let's bring the focus back to televisions. There's plasmas, there's LCDs, there's LEDs.
Okay.
The plasmas are still they're out there. There's a ton of them. They're in 3D. They're in high definition. They are a phenomenal picture. They are a little bit heavier, and I think they are actually going to eventually be on their way out. Okay, they're going to be moving out.
How fast? How does Deb know what size TV to get?
She's got to call Custom Audio Video. I can't believe you asked that question.
Oh, my question. No, my question is,
But you guys would come in and see the space.
Right. We look at the space.
How do you measure TV? That's my real question. Because every goddess of Custom Audio Video there is.
Are you going to do this? Okay, now I'll answer. All right, so we would come to the house, absolutely. Or, you come to us with a set of plans, and we can sort of measure out, but it still has to do with personal preference, where you're going to be sitting in the room, what you're trying to achieve as far as what kind of effect are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to have a home theater room? Are you trying to have just a fun time room, just like a billiards room type thing? We call it a media room where the focus isn't completely on the television. So you may be at the very back of the room playing billiards, and you still have a TV on the wall that you want to have a nice quality picture, but you're not so in tune. So you want to have. What do you want to have? What would you like to have? What would you like to have, Deb?
It's a nice viewing space. Comfortable, and we've got windows behind us. So the problem right now with this gigantic thing that we have that we call a television is that the light streams through, and then it
completely washes out the picture. So there's to fix that. Plasmas are maybe not the best choice, but an LCD or an LED would be a better choice. Again, size would be dependent upon what we're trying to achieve, where the furniture's situated in the room, those kind of things, and that can all be determined based on that information down the road. But as far as the television itself, you have got qualities in these TVs and it's called hertz. There's 120 hertz, and then there's 240 hertz, which the 240 hertz is the 3D televisions. And I'm just telling you, even if you're not watching 3D, that television it's amazing. It's just amazing, and it almost has the perception of being a 3D look to it. You're not seeing it's that defined. Wow. You're not seeing things fly out like you would with the glasses and with the whole getup like we've tried at the store before, and that's fun. That's awfully fun. But the amount of content for those three-dimensional TVs right now, the amount of content is minimal. Limited, you have to have a Blu-ray player. You have to have either or a satellite system that gives you 3D. And if you don't, you don't have, you can't utilize the 3D in it. But even the prices are so close between just a high definition TV and a 3D TV that for that amount of money difference, I think the picture quality is well worth the dollars. I do.
Every time we talk, the time goes so fast because it's really interesting, and I think for all of us, if you've not had a chance to go to Custom Audio Video, you have to go. It is.
Please.
I know you
love for people to come out just for education.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Thank you as always.
Thank you for having
chatting
me
about TV. Did you get your answer?
I did, but we want to chat more.
Yeah, and you're going to come out.
That sounds great.
That's the main thing. Is just getting out, knowing that there's somebody there.
And we can always come to you too.
And she has the cutest guys who work there, just saying. You do though, don't you? All right, we want to thank you all for joining us here on Girl Talk. Bye-bye now.